Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new Halloween video. Today we are going to revisit an old tradition on this channel and we'll be talking about an Italian folklore legend. This video will be all about the Borda. The Borda is a legendary creature known to many in northern Italy, specifically in the Po Valley and especially in the Emilia-Romagna region. Emilia-Romagna is one of the 8 regions composing northern Italy and is located between the Po River, which is the longest river in Italy and limits its northern border, and the Apennines in the south, the longest and oldest mountain range in the country, which spans all the way through the peninsula. The area has been inhabited since the 20th century BC. Through the eons, an incredible amount of unique and different populations left their mark on the region. Celts, Etruscans, Romans, Franks, and many more all settled in these fertile lands and helped to shape the legends found in this ancient territory. One of the creatures of legends that many believe to be infesting these lands is the Borda. The Borda is described as a repulsive and terrifying witch who wanders swamps and ponds in foggy and rainy days, blindfolded and carrying a noose around, and who kills everyone that has the misfortune to encounter her, especially targeting children. She is the personification of fear of swampy areas, ponds, and canals used by adults to scare children and keeping them away from these dangerous places. Until the 1930s, where most of the swamps in the regions were reclaimed and drained, the Emilia-Romagna region was filled with marshy areas because of its location next to the Big Po River. And swamps have always been a dangerous location. Not only there are insects that could transmit different diseases, and even deadly ones, but it's easy to get lost, fall, and even drown. As a remedy to the danger of these areas, the legend of the Borda was born. If you didn't want to be killed by the scary witch, you should stay home, especially when the weather conditions aren't on your side. The name Borda is used specifically in the Modena province, and other areas call the same creature with very similar names. She's called Borda in Bologna, Burda in Ferrara, Burda or Burdana near Reggio Emilia. There's also a few male variants of the name. It's Bordon in Parma, Bordo in Milan, and in other cities of Lombardy. And the name has been associated with the story of this witch so much that some dialects use the word Borda to indicate the fog that you can see in early falls and winter mornings. Experts of local folklore trace the etymology of the name Borda to Borvo, a Celtic deity who controlled thermal and spring waters. In fact, the root Bor can be found in other names connected to water elements: the Bormida River, spa resorts like Bormio, Bourbon-Lancy, and some French words like brouillard and brume, meaning mist. The legend of the Borda is first mentioned in Italian literature in the 19th century, although the origin of the tale is much older, dating back at least to the 18th century, if not to the Celtic period. The figure of the Borda is most likely a reflection of the ancient cult of Borvo and Bormana, 2 Celtic water spirits and gods, possibly infused by the figures of the female priestesses and druids that would perform the rituals according to the traditions. Some of Romagna's lullabies are dedicated to the Borda, who's shown to kill children who don't want to sleep by strangling them with a string or a rope. The specific way of murder can be traced back to the human sacrifices practiced in ancient Celtic cults, as demonstrated by the discovery in some Danish and British peat bogs of bodies of people suffocated with a noose and then drowned, like the famous mummy of Tulland. Here is one of the lullabies translated from Emilian dialect into English. Lullaby the Borda. Tie the beautiful children with a rope and with a string. She ties up the pretty children and then holds them with a rope and a tie. She ties up the beautiful children and then kills them. So, this is the legend of the Borda. Next time you're walking alone and it's getting dark and the fog starts rising, try to avoid the deadly Borda walking around looking for her next victim. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.